When you talk about Indianness, Desi is the word that we use. And when we talk about monsoons, soups are absolutely heartwarming. The soup that I'm actually showing you today is a Desi Noodle Soup. Let's begin. The Desi Noodle Soup that actually I'm going to show you today is a very interesting recipe. No butter, no cream, not at all thick on the palate, not at all creamy, not at all dense. It's very light, perfect for monsoons, and the best part is it has all the ingredients which are existing in your own pantries. First things first, I'm actually going to make a wet paste which is as typically Desi as it gets. It has onions, it has tomatoes and lots of spices. Let's begin with that. First things first, let's take a red onion, cut this roughly. Let's add this straight into the grinder, followed by tomato. Let's move on to fresh ginger. Wash it nice and clean and take this with the skin on. Moving on to some fresh green chilies, fresh cloves of garlic, and now some spices. Beginning with red chili powder, turmeric powder, some homemade garam masala. Let's next grind this into a fine and smooth paste. Our paste is done and ready. Let's move on to the cooking process. The next step is to heat a cauldron on high flame and add in some vegetable oil. Now because it's a soup, of course I'm not going to add in too much oil, and also it's like a broth. All of that is going to raise right to the top and literally start floating, and we do not want that untowardness while eating. The next step is to transfer all of this spice paste into the oil. Let's saute this masala on medium flame. And while that's happening, let's move on to cutting some vegetables. In this case, cabbage. Similarly, let's also cut the carrot. While doing all of this, do not forget the fact that the masala is still getting cooked and we do not want that to get burned. Somebody one day randomly asked me, what is it about the cuts of vegetables? Why would you have long shreds or shreds in noodles, and why would you have little bits in fried rice? The idea is very simple. It all depends on your core ingredient. For example, a rice grain is tinier, so the vegetables that accompany in the rice are tinier. Noodles are longer, so shreds. If you have something like pastas, it all depends on what kind of a pasta you have, and then of course the cut of the vegetable kind of varies accordingly. So it's as simple as that. So when you're eating it, the vegetables and the core ingredient should not be like a mismatch. It should all come together either on a spoon or on a fork. Simple. Let's move back to the masala. Once the rawness of the spice goes away, I'm going to add in some water. Let's stir this well. It should be like a lovely, beautiful broth, liquidy and light. Let's add in soy sauce. Stir this well. See, the color has immediately and instantly changed, and that is something that's expected. At this point in time, it's important to taste the soup so that we exactly understand how much salt to add. Of course, we're going to require salt. Well, this step is very important because the sauce, the soy sauce that we get in India, is synthetic. It has water, it has soybean extract, it has caramel, it has salt, it has acidity regulators, a little bit of spices here and there, and that's about it. And of course, thickener. Let's add in salt, give it a good stir, and allow this to roll boil for at least 2 to 3 minutes before adding in the rest of the ingredients. Once the broth starts roll boiling, let's add in the vegetables. Now, if you realize and notice, the cut of vegetable is also very rough. Though I say it's a shred, but it's a very rough kind of a shred because it's an Indianized Desi soup. Rough cut vegetables are always better and preferred because of course the finer shreds are better for your noodles and for your French cooking and things like that. But for a Desi thing, this is just about perfect. At this stage, let's drop in handmade noodles. For the cooking time of the noodles, it really depends on the packet. Now, because this is handmade, 5 to 6 minutes is just about perfect because we want that little bite to the noodles as well. Otherwise, this is all going to just get plumped up and clogged up in the soup. Another thing is I have used handmade noodles, especially in this recipe because of course I could lay my hands on that. If at all, by any chance, you could not lay your hands or cannot lay your hands on fresh handmade noodles, noodles which are available in packets, proprietary, it could be white, it could be yellow. The only difference is in coloring, and that's about it. The packet may read something else, but the basic difference is one has turmeric, one does not have turmeric, and this is categorically to do with Indian grocery stores where noodles are available, unless mentioned categorically. But otherwise, allow this to roll boil for another 4 to 5 minutes, and your most amazing, perfect, monsoon ready soup, Desi Noodle Soup, will be done and ready. Also, we do not have to worry about the noodles really, because all the clusters, if you notice, have opened up like so, and now it'll start cooking just about perfectly. With this, our piping hot soup is done and ready, and with this, we are in a way monsoon ready. Do not forget to stay connected to Rajshri Food for more such simple, easy and stunning recipes. Bye for now.